Namaste, my beautiful ladies. Today we're going to speak about the divine feminine energy, magic, sprinkle, manifestations, and all that kind of stuff. And as you already know, it all starts with your outfit and the way you present yourself in the world. Do not forget to go to some local boho shop and buy yourself some robe dress, something like this. And also the theme to open your third eye, and maybe there is a fourth eye you also want to open. It also helps me connect with the Pleiadians, with some other civilizations, because we are not alone. And this is what all the Divine Feminine is about. Well, obviously not. Yeah, if you took it for real, I have bad news for you, because I'm gonna look normal. I was actually forced to change the look completely because it's been a couple of days since I made that video I started with, because after that I spoke for almost an hour and then my memory card just broke. It stopped working. I guess those were the Pleiadians. They didn't like my jokes. I apologize. Anyway, today we will talk about the qualities of a leader woman, a woman who leads from the divine feminine. And since you're watching this video, you probably already know what's meant by the divine feminine. It's getting pretty popular. Yeah, that's everywhere. And most women realize that the divine feminine has nothing to do with, well, some stereotypes about what it's like to be feminine. Yeah, but sometimes they might overlap, and we will see like which traits overlap here. Yeah, also we know that the divine feminine is like the sphere of your psyche, both conscious and subconscious. Yeah, that's more about archetypes. That's both men and women have this divine feminine in them, but women have them more. Yeah, and so the thing is that there is no strict definition. And to be honest, when we speak about these things, it's only, well, to have some guidance for ourselves, to make ourselves feel good again about ourselves. But there are no strict definitions. Yeah, because these are all fantasies. This is something that we choose. And the divine feminine, it refers to, let's say the domain of spirituality. And when it comes to spirituality, and both spirituality and religion, we rely on our fantasies, okay? So on our imagination. And most would say that one of the traits of the divine feminine, yeah, is actually being spiritual, is actually believing in something. My opinion is probably just a little bit different. Initially, I'm agnostic. I don't know. I think that's the most arrogant thing to say, that you certainly know how things are structured in the universe, in the world. Yeah. Who are we? What are we? If you certainly know, whoever tells you that they know for sure, they are charlatans, they just want your money, they just want you to follow them, and this is the biggest form of narcissism. So when it comes to spirituality and religion, including the divine feminine, I believe that we choose what to believe in if we are not conditioned, if we were not raised in some religious community by religious parents. We choose what to believe in, what makes us feel good, because after all, the mother of religion is death anxiety. And here we are choosing what feels best for us, what guides us. But religion and spirituality are incredibly important for the development of humanity, because it affects the culture, it affects the norms, the morals, and I would say that lots of atheists have more moral ground than religious people, yeah, because if you don't do certain things only because you're afraid of punishment or because you want some kind of reward, that feels wrong for me. And this is where I see the main difference, with like the divine feminine and also most male religions, because nowadays the religions that we see, they are male, yeah, with a single father on top. And matriarchal religions, the divine feminine religion, goddess worship, yeah, whatever we call it, it is not based on some idea of afterlife. It's not because someone promised you heaven. It's not because someone promised you 100 or 1,000 virgins afterlife as a man, yeah, and as a woman you will get a lousy burqa, depending on the religion. The divine feminine concentrates on what's now, on what's here, yeah, because for a man, and as a man, yeah, I say in general, men who created these religions that we have nowadays, it's all about like somewhere else in a different world. Like here, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we will get what we deserve after. So as if this life is like, as if we are exercising for something else. And I believe that the divine feminine is about being grounded, and being grounded, first of all, means to live in your body. Your body becomes your religion. It's not just your temple, it is also your religion. You are grounded, you are more connected to the earth and to what's going on. And this is rooted in our biology, first of all, yeah, because biologically we have different functions. Men and women are different. Oh, wow, that's so controversial, I know. So as a woman being here and now, this is essential. This is, you see why I'm saying that religions are important, yeah? Because religions, they reflect the norms, the cultural norms. And I would say that changing the world, I understand that it sounds like really big, yeah? I don't really have the purpose to change the world, but I know that, well, affecting myself, working with my own mind, and also influencing even just like a small group of people, that's a real change. And these changes, I would say that they should start with religion. In order to come to matriarchy, and again, to me, that's not some political term. That's more about the social structure and about the values. It's not about which gender is in power politics-wise. So for that, I would say that religion must be changed, and it must be based on, well, female values and female prerogatives, yeah, how we live our life. And a woman who leads from the divine feminine, yeah, as I said, she is grounded and she lives in her body. And her body means intuition. She knows herself well. Yes, she can go deep down. It's not a gut feeling, that's a womb feeling. The woman who is in her divine feminine knows that her body has more wisdom than any religion ever created. Especially the woman who is a mother. And when I talk about being a mother and about motherhood, I see that it triggers some women. Yeah, they're like, oh no, that's not necessary to be a mother in order to embody the divine feminine. And yes, you're right. Because I've met women who are mothers and who don't have this energy, who don't know themselves. They are not in touch with themselves. And the first thing is being in touch with your body. It starts with the body. Okay, there is nothing wrong about it. There's nothing selfish about it. There is nothing, not high vibrational enough, not spiritual enough. No, we are bodies first of all. You might say, no, we are souls first of all. You can't prove it. You are the body. Maybe outside of this life, maybe before and after you're something else, but you can't prove it. And here, right now, you are a human being. And it seems like lots of people, as if it's not fashionable enough to be a human being. Yeah, you always want to be something else. Again, the divine feminine is about being grounded. So getting back, yeah, to motherhood. I've seen a lot of mothers who don't have this energy, and I've also seen women who are not mothers, but who embody the divine feminine energy. Of course, being a mother completely changes you. You will never be the same human being. You open the portal. So basically, when you give birth, it's like you're in between two worlds. You're between death and life. Yes, because giving birth is dangerous. If you think that just because it's natural, women are supposed to always survive it, no, giving birth is dangerous. And I'm speaking from experience. I give birth twice by myself at home in a bathtub, and I know what I'm talking about. And being a mother changes you forever. But also being a mother gives you some certain qualities, yeah? And women who are not mothers, they can still have these qualities which refer to being the divine feminine. The qualities are obviously nurturing, caring, and also being responsible for others. And I would also include being the protector. Usually, we often refer the protective side to the masculine. However, I would say that no, it does definitely refer to the divine feminine, because imagine a lioness who does not protect her kids. Even a little chicken protects her babies. If you try to get near them, she will attack you probably, even if you are much bigger than her. So no, being protective of someone you care about, that's the divine feminine. Taking responsibility for someone who is smaller and weaker than you, that's the divine feminine. Don't refer it just to the masculine, no. It refers to both. Then obviously nurturing and caring, yeah? Because mothers, again, only women can be mothers. I would say that motherhood is the most essential part of it. And most, I know, would disagree with me, but I'm speaking from my experience. Maybe if I were not a mother, I would gain my knowledge from somewhere else. And as I said, yeah, you don't have to be a mother. But my views are matriarchal, and matriarchy is about mothers, first of all. But there is no chance I tell women to become mothers all of a sudden, yeah, because it's not for everyone. It is challenging, it is hard, and you can express these qualities through so many other things, yeah. But they also include taking care of someone else, raising someone else. That's the creation power. Because as a woman, you can create the whole life inside your body. Yes, of course, you don't do it on purpose, it just happens, right? But it happens inside your body. Your body creates life. Your body gives birth to new life. And then your body feeds this new life. You, like, imagine that that's a miracle that we see it as like something. Obviously, it happens on a daily basis, but it is the most miraculous thing, the most wondrous thing, and that entirely belongs to women. So this ability to create, it does not only refer to motherhood. Yeah, you can also create. Some women they create art with their hands. So I would say, yeah, that's another important quality is creation. You create something. For example, I'm not a handy person. I can't do things with my hands. Yeah, it always like falls apart. I don't really like it. But I know that lots of women, they are, well, you just look at her and you know that's the creatrix. Yeah, she can create something out of nothing, just like a baby. Okay, to me that's more about my mind, that's more about speaking, yeah, like trying to, well, transmit information digitally, and also when I talk to people in person. So that's the type of creation, yes, and writings and also speaking. Another mother type of quality that is essential for the divine feminine is care. And sometimes care is not something you imagine it is. It's not only all nice and kind. No, it's always kind, yeah, but sometimes it does not look the way you are used to it. Because we often speak about femininity and the feminine as something soft, yeah, like softness as the main quality, being soft. And we will get back to the softness, yeah, because that's also important. But it's not only about that, because care and responsibility sometimes obliges you to make quite important decisions. To give you an example, imagine a she-wolf and she goes through the forest with her babies. And there are a few of them, and one of them gets sick or gets into a trap. And in order to survive, not only for her, but also to save her other kids, she has to kill one of the babies. Sometimes you have to make tough decisions in order to take care of the rest. And this is what women who are leaders should be able to do, to make hard decisions, not to fall apart, not to be weak and fragile at the moments when your strength is needed. Because when we imagine something that's connected to the feminine, there are always associations that it's weak and inferior and incapable of things. That is absolutely not true, because the divine feminine is not about just, well, sitting at home like in a cozy blanket and drinking hot chocolate and calling yourself goddess. Obviously, you will have a lot of these moments, and they are important. Yes, they are. It is important to take care of your body, to nurture yourself, first of all, before you take care of others. It is important, like all spa procedures, massages, yeah, skincare routine, all this comfy stuff. Comfort is very important. Again, I'm telling this from the experience, because I did not have a soft life. Now I do. I made it. I came here. But before, I did not have a comfort zone. So my comfort zone was actually discomfort and struggling and making tough decisions. Yeah, that's why I know what it takes. That's why I'm talking about this inner strength. But comfort comes before the ability to be strong. It should. It should be like this. And you make it, not someone else make it for you. You always have to make yourself a priority. Yeah, take care of yourself, because you are the most precious being. Not from some kind of entitlement or arrogance. Yeah, you're deserving, because you're precious, because you have something others want. And by others, I don't necessarily even mean people. Even if we are all social creatures, yeah, connections are important. I'm talking about animals, I'm talking about plants. And this is another important trait, yeah, that try to be connected to nature, because nature heals. But I don't even have to tell you about it, because I know that all my divine feminine girlies love nature and they feel the connection with nature. And I don't even have to mention that. And even if those women who are like super luxurious, all covered in brands, they still love nature. There is still this calling to be in nature, because nature fills us with energy. Just sitting in the forest, or at least in the park, listening to the birds. And yeah, we often think that, oh yeah, birds are singing, that's so nice, that they must be singing about something beautiful. But often they're just fighting for the territory, yeah, and arguing with each other. Anyway, nature is important. Nature will teach you a lot. It's not about the woo-woo stuff, okay? Nature, the earth, is our religion. That's the divine feminine religion. When you feel lost, when you feel weak, when you feel stressed, touch the ground. Don't just touch the grass, touch the ground. You can even dip in your fingers into the soil. I find these activities like truly healing. I can feel that there is a lot of power in our planet, and women tend to have this connection with the earth more than men. So use it. So as I mentioned before, you have to know what you want. And I'm not just talking about some long-term plan. It's not just about some structure and planning, which we usually tend to refer to the masculine side, yeah? Knowing what you want starts with small things that are not small after all, because they formulate our life. They start with knowing what you want to eat, knowing what you want to wear, what you want to do today, what you want to smell. I would recommend to concentrate on the senses. Yeah, like what kind of smell do I want to experience right now? Get it? What kind of taste? What kind of food do I want? Because I found out that like actually lots of women are not in touch with themselves, especially when they take care of too many people, when they take care of the family, take care of their babies, take care of their husband, other relatives. They are not in touch with themselves. They have no idea what they want. And you, as I said already, come first. Start small. What do I want right now? Close your eyes. Just feel your body. Again, get grounded. What do I want? These wants, they can change. And you are allowed to be intuitive and flexible. Your wants can change. And they will. Because you're not supposed to be all structured and stable. You are not that. You are more water. You are the river. You are not the brinks. You are the river. You are the flow. And you can be still. You can be still and calm, and nothing would bother you. Or you can become the storm. And you choose how to react. And I'm not telling you that, well, you just have some kind of excuse, you know, to be completely crazy and to ruin the whole apartment during the argument with your boyfriend just because, well, you are in the flow, right? Actually, I hate it when men say, let's go with the flow, because for me, that's usually associated with Russian expression, like a poo in the river, like you go with the flow. That's why I usually just like, no, I can go with the flow. You make a plan. So no, it's not some kind of excuse, you know, I'm in the flow, I'm the water, I can be the storm. Just take the waves or get away. But often that's actually how it happens. We have different bodies, we have different hormones. We function on our cycle, and our cycle changes our moods. I'm not giving you any new information. You already know about it. That you fluctuate. You are not the same. But what I find important is that during these waves, you always have to be grounded and centered. Even if when it doesn't look that way, I still have to try to understand where it comes from. This is about emotional regulation, which is also another leadership quality. And since we're talking about the leadership from the feminine, it has nothing to do with suppressing your emotions. It has nothing to do with like being stoic. Sometimes at moments you have to, but on a daily basis, no. No, emotional regulation is more about, well, studying yourself, knowing what triggers you, knowing how to cope with some certain emotional stages. Yeah, how to, well, basically do not react, feel. Yeah, stay with this emotion until it passes, and it will, because it will not going to stay as strong if you let it be without acting on it. So emotional regulation is very important. Yeah, emotional intelligence, just like any kind of intelligence. Yeah, and here we go to another quality which I find extremely important, is education. And I'm not talking about getting a degree. Yeah, even if studying in university was my favorite activity. It was so hard, but it was so interesting, and I love studying. I love studying, but I'm not telling you to get a degree in a university, college. Yeah, I'm talking about this passion for knowledge, because there is probably something you're super interested in, You have to find your passions. Especially now I'm going to address the younger generation. Scrolling through TikTok and making your brain get used to this 15 seconds. Yeah, when you get like this constant dopamine, like non-stop, it's damaging. I understand that as we are progressing, yeah, technically progressing, we need the information quicker and quicker and quicker, and we lose the ability to concentrate. Concentration is very important, and sometimes I also lack that. So reading books, reading fiction, it's not only for getting information, that's also for practicing concentration and imagination, okay? And basic intelligence, I feel ridiculous even saying that it's so important. Yeah, it is important for your brain, and also it's important for the communication. And since there are lots of women who watch my videos, yeah, who want to have a submissive man around them, what are you going to talk about? As a man, I would never submit to a woman in a long-term run if I don't have anything to talk about with her, if she's not intelligent. It is important to be educated on various subjects. Hopefully you already guessed that I'm not making this video for how to become a dominatrix. Yeah, that's not about that. I'm not talking about kinks here, yeah? So what else? As I said, self-aware. So you know yourself well, yeah, you study yourself. Then also another important quality, lack of victim and herd mentality. You don't go somewhere just because the crowd went there. You always have your own opinion. You don't fall into some kind of agenda. You have your own truth and you follow your truth and you trust yourself. And you trust your own judgment. Then you take care of your space, appearance, and mind. Okay, let's talk about it, yeah? What does it mean to take care of your space? Yeah, obviously it has to be clean. If you like decorate it. For example, I hate cleaning. I don't like cooking. I don't like cleaning. I have someone else to do it. But what I hate even more, when the place is not beautiful. I need my place to be aesthetically pleasing because I spend a lot of time at home, because I make content, yeah, like I work online. Also, besides spending time at home, yeah, I often go out, I eat out, and what the type of food that I choose, I'm very picky in terms of the quality of food and also how it looks. The composition, yeah, like how they chose to design the food is also quite important for me. So the next thing, taking care of your appearance. Obviously, we're not talking about some kind of surgeries and cosmetic procedures because it has nothing to do with being well maintained. But if you are into that, it is fine. It is fine. You just have to know when to stop. And unfortunately, nowadays, you see that women often don't know when to stop, and that girls who are like 23, 24 look older than me, and I'm 33. And when you're listening to me and your first thought is like, oh, I don't want to do anything because it's all for male gaze, you are falling into the trap of having victim mentality. Unfortunately, lots of feminists have victim mentality. How can you be strong and powerful if you constantly whine about it, about male gaze? Okay, they have their own gaze. Fine. I don't think that the male gaze is supposed to be the big issue. Yes, of course, it did some damage, yeah, to self-perception of many women through the media, through movies, through music. But I think that the bigger problem is that there is no female gaze. Women don't know their sexuality. You have to own your sexuality. Yeah, that's another quality of the divine feminine woman. You own your sexuality. You know what turns you on. You know how to get pleasure by yourself and also with a partner. You are not asexual if you masturbate and then if you, well, have sex and you don't like it with a man. It's not you being asexual, it's you being, well, I would say not self-aware enough, and also not being able to put yourself first. Because if you can climax during masturbation, you can do it with a partner too. That's my firm belief that you can't be spiritually awakened if you're not sexual and if you're not sensual. If you don't own your sexuality, if you're afraid of it, if you don't know yourself, or if you don't know how to speak about these things. It's not a problem. It's not hard to learn. Most men would listen to you because most men are naturally pleasers. They want female pleasure. If he doesn't want to listen to you, let him go. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. You don't have victim mentality. You know what you want. You own it. You're not afraid to voice your opinions and your desires. Okay? And since we started talking about men, a woman who leads from the divine feminine does not compete with men. She does not lead from the masculine, even if I have nothing against it, but since we're talking about leadership from the feminine, we're talking about leadership from the feminine. And leadership from the feminine is not in conflict with leadership from the masculine, because these are just different things. They can clash often, and it's not necessarily your fault. Sometimes it's men's responsibility that he doesn't see you as a leader. He wants to compete with you. It's not only women who want to compete with men, especially, doms in BDSM community, they try to present more masculine, and because they see masculinity as the strength, and that's how they dominate, through the masculine. But again, I'm not going to speak about kinks today. I'm talking about life. So sometimes, since we see masculinity as dominance most of the time, that's why leadership qualities are also seen through the male lens. You have to understand that being feminine, whatever it means, the divine feminine or the femininity with all the stereotypes, etc. It's not about being weak. It has its own strengths and it has a lot of power. And you do not compete with men. I would say that you inspire men. You inspire women and men, but in a different way. When it comes to men, I would say that the divine feminine inspires his masculine qualities. It inspires him to be chivalrous, to be gentleman, to do things for you. Not every man is ready for this, especially nowadays. Lots of men are feminine. That's true. I know. Again, let them go. They're not for you. There are more and more women who don't want to deal with men at all. And I understand them. They want separation. They don't want to speak to men at all. They just want to live their life by themselves. And that is fine. You can still have the divine feminine thing. But I think that this is not what women want. Not the majority of women. It's not what they want. We are social creatures and we still want to build relationships. So no, you don't compete with men, and also you see the balance between the feminine and the masculine. The balance between the feminine and the masculine means, just in general, men, women, also within yourself, because you honor your masculine qualities, your inner man. You are not in conflict with it. You see the balance. And also when it comes to the balance, when I spoke about religions, I believe it has to be about the balance of the masculine and the feminine. We have to put the mother goddess back on the pedestal. Also, getting back to your intuition, and self-awareness, it also refers to seeing through people. When you meet someone, pay attention to how you feel about this person. Us women often have this quality. We see people. We tend to be more sensitive to everything around us. We will see changes in people. We will see changes in places. We have more hypervigilance. We try to guess what other people want or want to say. Because there's not just directness. There are subcontexts, undercontexts, over contexts. This thing can be exhausting, but it can be your strength as well. Just make peace with it. Often it makes you stop trusting people. Because if you see everyone's crap You don't want to talk to anyone. You just see through people, but that's the thing. No one is perfect, right? It is really hard. At the same time, do not ignore how you feel about certain people, because it can save you from unnecessary or harmful experiences. Trust your heart, trust your womb, trust yourself. I think I mentioned everything I wanted to talk about. Maybe I forgot something. You are welcome to share it in the comments. Yeah, what else you see as the qualities of the leadership from the Divine Feminine. And I wish you a great day. Bye bye.